Because of technological convergence, integrating technologies was seamless. On reflection, I cannot imagine how I would have made my film without the ability to integrate technologies. Throughout my production, I've worked with online, hardware, and software technologies. Taking just one editing technique from my film will illustrate how I combine technologies. I have used a montage of a drum kit being put together, so what technologies did I use? The idea for the montage came from my research. I used my laptop to go online and find websites such as Art of the Title to find film openings in my genre. Google was useful in navigating me to various sites. I soon found many examples of montages being used, and I embedded those film openings into my blog on the channel Blogger. Here I was able to do an analysis of the openings and develop my idea. I created a treatment using Word where I explained to use a montage. I then downloaded an opening sourced software called Celltext to write up a script. From there I created a shot list by downloading a shot template from Google Images, writing up the shots for the montage, and then using a scanner to scan my short list onto Blogger, from where I could distribute it to my cast and crew by alerting them through the use of mobile phone. I used a DSLR camera to film shots for the montage and an LED light. I uploaded the shots onto my computer and then used the software Premiere Pro to edit the montage altogether. Then I used the software Logic Pro to create the soundtrack for the montage, bounced the mix and imported it into Premiere Pro, where I could edit it into the montage. Finally, I exported the film as a Qt file, uploaded it onto YouTube and then embedded it back onto my blog. As you can see from this one idea, I integrated a whole range of software, hardware and online technologies to produce it. To give some more ideas of the range of technologies used, all integrated through my laptop, I will discuss some of these technologies. In terms of software, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is a complex software program that took hours to fully get my head around. I found cutting particularly tricky and fiddly, as milliseconds are vital. Furthermore, I use SpeedGrade to help color grade my film. As I had never done this before, I followed YouTube videos and demonstrations onto how I could color the film and what look I wanted. As I gained confidence, I was able to start using Adobe After Effects, which really helped redevelop my understanding of special effects and how to create the titles. The soundtrack was mixed using both Adobe Premiere Pro and Logic Pro X. I imported the soundtrack into Logic Pro X and manipulated the EQ to have the low frequency raised to further create the old and traditional jazz sound that I wanted. Furthermore, I used Adobe Premiere Pro to adjust and tweak the levels of sound. I made sure that the non-diegetic sound was leveled to around -12 decibels and the diegetic effects, such as clicking the spacebar or opening a door, to -8 decibels, or even the room sound to -15 decibels. Before the project, I had very limited understanding of how this process worked, and this project really helped me develop it. In terms of hardware, I used a Panasonic DMC FZ200, Canon EOS 1300D, and a Canon 5D. I used a Canon 50mm lens. Furthermore, I used two tripods, the Velbon EX530 and the Cobra Eclipse 23. Because the Velbon was smaller, I used that for the low angle shots, as opposed to the Cobra, which was a lot bigger, for the rest. These were all crucial in creating high production values and decent quality footage that I wanted. I used the online software Celltext to write the script and make it look more professional. Additionally, for my storyboard, I used Canva to make the layout tidy for the cameramen and other members of the crew to follow. Furthermore, I used an online shot list template so I was able to easily edit my shots. I used Blogger to keep track of my creative process. I additionally used this to refer to different production techniques. Furthermore, I used YouTube videos and Vimeo to compare my titles to others. For Foley effects, I used Sound Bible, which had an array of different sounds for me to choose from. This especially helped in the beginning of my opening title sequence. More so, I used the search engines such as Google and Safari to search for other students' work who I could be inspired by. Overall, I felt that I've successfully managed to integrate technologies within my film.